Hello people of the verse, welcome to the channel, the Eradicator here, and in this video we'll be talking about the latest episode of Calling All Devs, which was all about inventories. It was with Richard. It was kind of a monologue actually, but very informative too. Before we move on, of course, I'll talk about this month's giveaway, which is a retired bomber with lifetime insurance. All you have to do to cash on winning is to be a subscriber of the channel and comment to the related question I'll be asking throughout the video, so be on the lookout for that. Also, if you are a Patreon or YouTube supporter, you have access to my Discord channel where there's another giveaway. It's an Origin G12R with lifetime insurance too. Speaking of that, I wanted to give a big shout out to Queen City King and MoFlow. I forgot you for 11 days. Sorry about this, MoFlow, for being my latest supporters on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. Your support keep helping the lights running. Now let's talk about physical inventories. So basically throughout the show, Jared only asked one question at the very beginning: what is the road towards the end goal? And Richard here explained what is happening right now and what they're going to do in the future. So right now they're very limited in terms of personal inventory, right? Because you can only have minables and drinks in your backpack, no weapons or flare. So yeah, it's very limited, but that's not going to last. This year hopefully we'll be able to upgrade the system, and by putting, for example, things such as armor pieces and helmets, and eventually throughout maybe the end of the year or next year we'll be able to have more external inventory. For example, we're gonna have crates, storage units, or even lockers where we'll be able to actually place some of our items anywhere around the verse. Now the idea is to actually deal with items that we get to see, unlike the current interface that we have right now with the inventory wheel. Now in the future they're also going to have something called a local inventory, which is a temporary solution for players to just temporarily place items at a certain location when they don't need them, which is going to be, for example, the hubs or the hangars or even the homestead. This is going to be a solution to keep items safe, because if you keep your items in a ship, for example, the ship can blow up, right? Or if you keep your items in a place that can be robbed by other players, right, these items can be eventually stolen. But the hub, for example, or maybe the hangar, is not something that is going to be accessible by other players. So that's why these items that will be stored there will be safe until you eventually want to be using them for whatever purpose you have in the game. Throughout the video, Richard really insisted on the fact that he wants the items to be truly physicalized, and also these items should also have the ability to be used again and again and again, which is not the case. For example, right now, if you're buying a bottle of water in the game, you can just drink your bottle of water, but if you dispose of your bottle of water before it is finished, then you lose everything, right? But in the future, you'll be able to drink a little bit of that water, put it in your bag. You're gonna have to close the lid, put it in your bag, and then eventually, maybe half an hour later, you're gonna be able to take it again, even if it is in a half fill, drink it, finish it, and then put it in the trash, or not finish it, put it back in your bag, and then finish it again further down the line. Right now it's not possible, but in the future this is something that will be possible in the game. Now coming up also later will be a new app which will be called the Asset Manager app, and this will be useful to transfer from personal inventory to local inventories. And in the future we'll also be able to hire people to move one thing from one place to another, and this will also be managed through the Asset Manager app. So we can definitely predict that this future app that we're going to have, I think in the Mobiglass, right, is going to be a must-have for anyone who is going to, for example, trade, or just is going to be looking to transfer large quantities of stuff from one place to another. Richard also mentioned that they are not really happy with the current way we have right now of managing our items, because they said that they don't really make sense, right? They want players to be more involved and active when it comes to character equipping themselves, and make it more as if they are equipping the items on oneself. Because right now, if you want to be to equip some piece of armor or some clothes, you have to do it through the Mobiglass, but this is not really how it works in real life. So they want to be using the inner thought system a little bit more when it comes to characters, putting on their trousers, or equipping things in their backpack, or even using things that are in their own pockets, instead of relying on the Mobiglass for that, which I really agree makes sense and is going to make the game a little bit more immersive. It is indeed a little bit immersion breaking and doesn't make sense. This is not, in real life, if you want to put on something on you, you don't use an app on your smartwatch, on your smartphone to do that, right? You do it directly on yourself, and that's why the inner thought system is going to be able to do that in the future. And the next thing that they're going to push in the future is going to be weight, and they want really weight to have more and more limitation on the players in the way, for example, to prevent players from carrying too many items at once, as weight would eventually accumulate. Right now you can just have, for example, if you want to be carrying 1,000 med pens in your backpack, that is possible, but in the future that won't just do, right? Because, you know, sure, those med pens do very small, but at the same time the weight is just going to be too much of a burden for the players to be able to carry. So that's why, again, physical inventories are going to be very important, because you'll be able to stock those hundreds of med pens somewhere, you know, in your ship or in your hub, and just grab whatever you need for whatever mission you will have in the future. And the idea of weight in the verse has already started with the tractor beam. Right now the tractor beam has some kind of limits. If some of the items are too heavy, it just doesn't work, and that is the very first iteration of weight that we have in the game, and this will be further developed throughout this year. And that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I tried to sum it up as much as possible, but please let me know in the comments down below. This is going to be the giveaway question. As of right now, how many items, how many consumables do you buy when you go to a shop? Do you do like me and buy thousands of them if you can, or do you already limit yourself to whatever you need? I would like to know in the comments down below. As far as I'm concerned, I never hesitate to buy thousands of med pens or thousands of ammos. Even if I don't need them, I just always click on max no matter what the price is. But I suppose that's because I got millions of alpha UEC. But maybe if you have just a few thousands, probably that's not the case. But it's still, that could be an interesting question. So let me know in the comments down below. That is for the giveaway question. Alright guys, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow for more content. We'll be talking about trade tomorrow normally, unless there are some hot topics that pop up. This is the Eradicator. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. This video is brought to you by the people who support this channel on Patreon and via the join button as well. Supporters of the channel get access to lots of cool perks, such as access to my private Discord, your question answered in the show, you get to know when I'm going to play, and also you get to have a chance to influence the editorial line of the channel. Any help is appreciated, starts at just $1 a month. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Eradicator, and I'll see you guys later.